Oh, hello, people. My name is Kale Boss. The only boss. Oh, wait, what else? Have you heard? Wait, do you know that Tap Tap Send is live in Texas? Oh, you didn't know? We went to New York. Now we are live in Texas. So people in Texas and around, all you have to do is to download Tap Tap Send. Yes, Tap Tap Send has become the most unique, secure, and fast way of sending money across the world to your loved ones anywhere. Okay, so download Tap Tap Send on Google Play Store or App Store, and when you're in Texas or around, you just have to put in the code TXGH. What did I say? TXGH, and you get $10 for your first transaction you make. Mahama media, Texas, you drew ho. Very soon we'll conquer everywhere. Download Tap Tap Send now on Google Play and App Store. Tap Tap Send. It's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
Abeka Group of Companies and Sammy Flex TV presents September to Remember. And in September to Remember, Dubai tour with Sammy Flex. ATM wakonya na oni yako Dubai. Na wako shewa nisu adie. Na fe ya sansu adie niabo. Na yebeko tour places biti se Desert Safari, Dubai Frame, Atlantics Water Park, Dubai City Tour. Na fe yacht party nsu tietia. Na ya sansu party in the cloud. ATM mayen komani ya mekanchiro. Da be ya September to Remember. Dubai tour with Sammy Flex. Na ya basu 24th September. Dikosi 29th September. Annie. Enti for any reservation. Anasen chirichirimu bia. Any fresh huma true for 0243 514732. Ana plus 971 559 494061. Proudly sponsored by Sankofa Restaurant, Taste Africa, Ohineba Jimai TV, and Afe, Edike Media. September to Remember Dubai tour with Sammy Flex. Ebeye kikim.
Once again, it is that time of the year where, as an artist, your fan base will be the only people to save you, to make you look good, to make you look safe when it comes to the numbers game. And especially when it comes to events and you packing numbers, you only need a solid fan base. That is why at every point in time, guys like Stoneboy, Sarkodie, Shatta, Wale, Sammy, and all them guys, I always big them up for being able to build a solid fan base, linking up with them, and making sure that at every point in time, these guys are solidly behind them. We are in the month of September. Very soon, and I think in about just some 2 months, we are entering into the month of December. And these shows are about to happen. Everyone, at least in Ghana, I know many of our major artists, they have their shows in December. I can mention of Stoneboys, Beam Nation, Shaman to the World, Sarkodie's Rapaholic, King Promises, As Promise, what's his name? Mr. Drew. Mr. Drew has back to Kwashiman or something like that. In fact, a whole lot of them. I'll not be able to mention. Samini also has the Samini concert. And it goes on like that. Oh, let me also mention Kofi Kinata. That is made in Tadi concert in Takrady. A whole lot. It is a tall list. In fact, if I should take my time to list all of them, you guys are going to marvel. I know Fami also has something like that he does around them places. I've forgotten though. Them places. And I know that all these concerts, most of them sometimes open air shows, as in free shows, and sometimes paid shows. In all, you still need your fan base to come support you. Let me also give credit to Black Sheriff. I think he also started something like that last year, December, where he played at the Osu Beach or something like that. And that was also good. Labadi Beach, rather. And that was also good. And as a matter of fact, when it gets to this stage, it is not easy. Now, as I talk to you, I know preparations have started for most of these shows. And one that I am so confident about that the high preparations have started is the Shatta Wale's concert. That is the Freedom Wave concert with Medical. So far, that particular concert is the most talked about in town when it comes to December events. Because in the history of artists, Shatta Wale is the only guy who has been able to do a show that was able to fill the Accra Sports Stadium in a 360 capacity. All round at the Accra Sports Stadium, Shatta Wale show did it. And this time round, we know that he is going to do it once again. So, somewhere last week, we put out flyers suggesting that all the people who witnessed the show and those who would even want to come to this year's show, they watched online, and everybody who has been part of the show, we want you guys to know this. We want to know your reviews of last year's event. We want to know what you guys think about last year's event. We want to know how things were done for you and how you guys enjoyed the show. That was what we were seeking forward to achieve in putting out these flyers. And the flyers went out, and so far I can tell you, we have gotten some beautiful responses that are guiding us in what we have to do. In this particular edition of the editorial, I'm picking some of them because I know these few ones that I'm going to pick, they are going to talk about most of the things that so many people are saying. And you should also know that whatever you are saying, the team that will be producing the show or that will be working on the show, they are all monitoring, putting down some of these information for responses later to make sure everything will be done right. So just so you know, this is a listening team ready to take your views, add it to our plans, and to make sure that we have one successful, incident-free, and a solid show for you and us. Now let's get into the books. Before that, let me say thanks to Digital Rasta. You can call him Currency, who is on camera. Richie Flex is the editor-director of the show. And you should know that when we say it like this, it is fact. Fact and fact. Tap Tap Send is also here, guiding us in sending our monies from abroad to Ghana. If you are watching me and you're also thinking about how to send money from abroad to Ghana, make no wrong choice. Go straight to download Tap Tap Send on your phone and make sure that you put in your bank details right. Use the promo code SammyFlex. And with this, you are sure going to enjoy one of the safest, the fastest, and the reliable way, the most reliable way of sending money from abroad to Ghana. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. I might not be too sure the people behind most of the commentaries. Some of them, they have their names in there though. So those who have their names there, I'll be giving them some mention. And those whose names I don't have, I'll still be reading them to you same way. So I'm going to read this one from Mr. Luke. And Mr. Luke is actually the Tardy fan base leader. So when the flyer went out for people to come out with their opinions, Mr. Luke also wrote something beautiful. I'm going to read the speech and we are going to get them. Now, he says, my experience on the previous editions of Freedom Wave concert and what I'm expecting this time. Number one, he talked about the sound. And I read, it says, the sound at last edition was terrible, Brother Sammy. They should find ways and means of eliminating the echo, because when we want to sing along with the artist, you realize we are singing off key, and it happens many times. And if it is going to be a 360, then the sound should be checked well to avoid the echo around the stadium. Security in the stands must also be looked at. Now, number two, he talks about tags, where he says, this time around, SM fan base heads, leaders must get a tag for their works on the day to be easier. Brother, it was hard for them to even go out to give tickets and bring in some of their members because they have nothing to show as a leader. And the securities that the fan base heads needs to work with them together for the betterment of the show self sees them as normal fans. So this time, the SM fan base heads must be respected. A tag needed. Point three, he talks about a bus, and he says, this time, if they are going to sponsor those afar with buses, then they should try give information out early. For the fan base heads of the various regions they wish to sponsor, link up fast, because this time it shouldn't be last minute thing with disappointment. And if there is no buses for fan base this time around too, then they should give information out so that the fan bases can work on their own selves. Because what happened last time, the fan bases won't take it lightly if it happens again based on these bus issues. I'm not too sure what happened last time though. Number four, he talked about tickets for fan base. And he says, The last edition, they gave fan bases free tickets. That was a great love from the management. But this time around, if there will be a free ticket for the fan base again, then they should give it out to them a day or days before the show. This might help them than giving it to them on the same day of the show at the stadium. Now he says that this last point is Freedom Wave t-shirt. It says if there will be official Freedom Wave concert t-shirts, then they should try to bring out with a price whether November or early December for fans to buy, because the system is hard nowadays. So the earlier the better for the shirt to be sold out. Thank you, Brother Sammy. And this one was suggested by Mr. Luke. And in talking about sound, in talking about tags, in talking about buses, in talking about tickets for fan base and Freedom Wave t-shirt, I think he was able to land some of the points very well. The sound, I know what he's talking about, but I'm not too sure if it was a problem because the stadium is big. At every point in time, if you are sitting at the very far end, because I saw some people who were sitting at the very far end, definitely sound moves. And because of the distance between you and that sound, there is likely to be some delays. And personally, whilst I was on the stage, I also felt the same thing. When the artist shouts, within some seconds, you hear the crowd also shouting, grrr, and that even made it beautiful. But of course, to some people, we can work it out and see how best we can make this happen. And I know that some of these concerns are very genuine concerns. Some of these concerns are very, very genuine concerns. We will sure be looking at that. Now, let me go on to read from my professor, aka Professor Ankonam Rebel. He also wrote something on this, as in the reviews. And he says, I wasn't there at the stadium, but judging from the videos I saw, the sound quality at the stadium could be improved to give the audience a top quality experience. Security and safety should be priority. I saw how some overexcited fans were following the entourage and some had to be pushed off the stage. Timeliness. Okay, so number 1 was sound. Number 2, security. And number 3, it says timeless. Timeliness should be adhered to. The start and end time should be adhered to as much as possible. Number 4, performances should be coordinated well so the fans can enjoy the various artists that will be performing. 5, there should be screens mounted at vantage locations for others who may not have a clear view of the performances to enjoy the show too. And 6, it says, I will kindly request for a well-coordinated good mix of performances. That is some comedy, preferably stand-up comedy, some fun engagement, rap or dance hall, DJ battles, etc. to give the concert variety so it is not monotonous. Now 7. He says, I would suggest Shatta Wale rehearses with a world-class band to mix up his performances with some top-quality live band performances for songs like Bojo, Bulletproof, Cool Down, Knock Lock, Testimony, I Know My Level, Do Am For Me, Juju, etc. And it says 7, finally, I would suggest he categorizes his performance into reggae, dancehall, Afrobeat, and Shatta music or street anthems sections to give it a beautiful flow. If I remember more ideas, I will suggest more. Is that okay? Is that if I remember more ideas and suggestions, I will add. And once again, I love this submission as well. He also talked about sound. He talked about security and safety. But I can assure you last year, security was dope. I never heard of any bad activities happening there. Security was dope. Even after the show, when it was even daylight, I saw some security people dealing with some people who misbehaved on the day. So security was dope. And timeliness, yes, that is also a good point, a great point. The show, especially at the time Shatta came on, it was too late. And I understand that it was because the number of artists who wanted to perform. Even when Shatta was ready, some people were still performing. I remember this. The camera is ready, yet when the Shay was still on the stage, some Shatta is ready and them. Like so many issues here and there. So I understand we are going to work out on all these. And I'm sure all these things happened because last year, the event did not start on time. We had some power issues, so the event could not start on time, and that is also a problem, which I want us to solve. And he talks about performances, missing the old and the new artists. He talks about there should be screens mounted at vantage points, and he also talked about a well-coordinated performance where there will be some dancehall artists, there will be some rap artists, there will be some comedians, there will be some DJs battle, all these things to make the show a worthwhile experience. Then he also said, if it is possible, or if it could be possible, Shatta should mix his performance with some live as well. So he starts on some live tunes, or he plays some of his songs live, and later he can now move in to do the other songs that he has been doing. And again, he says Shatta can also categorize his performance into reggae, into, okay, let me read them. It says, finally, I suggest he categorizes his performance into reggae, dancehall, Afrobeat, and what he calls the Shatta music, aka the street anthems. And I think it is one of the fantastic points here as well. So he starts with some reggae, he comes into the dancehall, he comes into the Shatta music. I think I love this point as well. Now, let me do some quick brush up. Let me go on to Facebook, where over there on the page of Sammy Flex TV, we shared this as well, and some people also suggested some beautiful ideas that they would want us to look at. Let me go there briefly and read some of these points from there before I wrap up, because we are not done. We are still expecting more reviews, and when these reviews come, we will be so happy to consider them in our plans. I want everybody to know this. There was one that I saw. I wish I see it again. Okay, so Black Contemporary from here says, we missed the live band part of Shatta Wale, and this year we have to enjoy some live band to shame our enemies. Okay. It is not to shame any enemies, though. Kwame PG said, it was great and big, but I know this year's own will be greater and bigger than last year. Please, I want to plead if the tickets can start selling early like now to help reduce the conjunction at the gate. Hey, bro, I know last year's own was just 2 weeks before the show, but this year we beg the organizers should start preparing the sales of tickets now. Okay, that is also good. They want to hear the tickets now. So on Sammy Flex TV, I posted it, and some beautiful comments also came from that page. Now let me go on to my own page. That is Samuel Atobiban, the verified page of Sammy Flex, and let me read some comments from there. I think over there too, I saw some beautiful comments same way. So let me rush there and read some few comments before we wrap up. But remember, we are still waiting for more reviews. We are still waiting for more opinions. We are still waiting for more suggestions. We are still waiting for more input, because that is the reason the first one was done. And when I'm done, I'll be sharing with you some information as well that everybody who would want to perform should know. Because I know so many people want to perform, and they have been asking for how they have to do it. Now, let me read this one from a gentleman called Kramer Stevenson on my page. And he also says, the throwing of plastics causes commotion and threatens security of fans, number 1. And 2, the speakers must be more and face all directions. Better still, the sound must be mega since the stage is far from the stand. 3, I was impressed with the number of security men at the venue. Compared to previous edition, it was easier to enter. It says the stage lights are eye-piercing. I wish the stage was bigger. It says, I wish more young acts with smash hits will be given the opportunity to showcase their talent. That stage was the first big stage Black Sheriff performed on after his breakthrough. We should also project Gadangbe boys like Ishmael Ni, Ade Fanny, Ankra, Gasmila, Kwabna, Screwface, Jerry, King Jerry, Real Apache, and Co. And let's give them the chance to wow the fans with their hits. 6, overall, it was a beautiful show. The choreography that accompanied MDK's performance was top-notch. The guys were good. His delivery was also on point. And Shatta as usual was also on point. And this is also one of the points that I loved in the points. And okay, Desmond Dancer says, Charlie, it's not plenty beer. The show was super dope, man. Hit from start to finish. And it goes on like that. So far, so very good. I can say that the kind of responses we have gotten from people who attended the first show or the second show or even the last 360 show, in fact, let me put it that way, the last 360 show, these responses have been welcomed. They have been kept, and we are going to implement them. But let me put out this information finally. If you are watching this and you know someone in any of the regions, any of the 16 regions of Ghana who would want to perform on the day, note this, that we are still going to give an opportunity for up and coming talent. We are still going to give opportunity for new musicians who want that stage to fly. Now, we are going to announce specially how we're going to do this, because we want almost every region to present at least their top artists. We want every region, like every region should present, if not more than one, maybe some two. Every region should present their 2 top artists from the SM family all over the world or all over Africa to see them. We want everybody to be seen on the day. So wait for that. That information or that announcement will be coming soon, where every region for the Freedom Wave concert, they will be presenting 2 of their artists who are yet to blow. We give them that platform to perform and for the world to know them. More information coming up on the Freedom Wave concert. Still having plans for 25th December at the Accra Sports Stadium. And we are monitoring at any point in time. Keep following the pages of the Freedom Wave concert on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, and on TikTok as well as on Threads. We have all the information about the concerts there. And be checking on Shatta Wale's pages as well, because he is the boss of this particular show, and every information that he gets, he will share this with you. Freedom Wave is still coming. Keep your eye on the ground. Anytime you want any further information, maybe you want to sponsor, you want to partner, no problem. Just call us on 020-8920-996. 020-8920-996, and surely it is going to be great. See you on 25th. I will be there, and I know you'll be there as well. We're out of here.